Oh my goodness, folks, what's going on with this background music while we are celebrating? Yes, we are celebrating this week Bitcoin, and of course, this is what we're going to talk about today. Is this Bitcoin have been a surprise this week? Folks, you have to be happy if you listen to me of what I had to say 4 weeks ago. So here we go. Okay, here we are for the week of November 15, 2024. We're going to look at the major market at this time, and at this time we're looking at oil. The oil continued to go down, but this is not going to last for too long. If the war in Ukraine continues, that now is getting more intensive and more threat from Russia, we might see oil spiking up, and you're going to see the price on oil and the gas station going up for gasoline. So get ready, because we might see $3 a gallon in the future if this continues. Now this week on the Nasdaq, as we can see, it continued going up. It haven't stopped going up, and it has a very good trend. So we expect this to continue, and higher prices. I imagine that when the new administration comes in, then relaxing some regulation, this will even make the market even go higher. So with that, let's move to the next one, and that's gold. Gold have a little bit of retracement. This is a monthly view. You can change it to a weekly right quick, and here we go. We have an adjustment, right? But for the month, on the long term, we haven't changed anything. So as we can see here, gold, like I said a few weeks ago, that the chart was getting the angle too high. Now we're getting a little bit lower, and now but it's recovering. So for the week, it's gonna be a loss. But for the coming week, it probably go back up again, and we probably reach the 3,000. Now that the war in Ukraine escalating, a lot of people see that as a safe haven. Other people, most of the money right now going into Bitcoin, but that's the way it is. Let's look at our next major market index here, and we got the Dow Jones Industrial. So there we go. Keep on going up. We haven't stopped. This is going almost to a whole year when we were about 3,400, 3,300, and now we are 44. So that's about 10,000 point move in 1 year. Think about it. If you have bought the index, you have made some big chunk of money. So this is probably going to continue with the new administration. So let's look at the next one. We got a West Texas oil, same as the Brent oil, is taking a hit, going down gradually, and this coming up way back from September last year on 2023, and as far back as 2022 when it reached almost one time $120 a barrel. So we're almost 50% down where we started before, back at the oversupply. When you can take oil out of the ground for $40 and sell it for $130, you bet that a lot of people are going to dig for oil. Let's look at our next one, and that's the S&P 500. And we can see also we got a whole year of continuous up from 4,250 to almost 6,000. It reached 6,000 last week, the previous week, and now it's reconciliating, but this week going to be a good one. The coming weeks will continue to go up, and good news keep on coming from the new administration. Let's see if Congress will approve those things as they plan to do. Excuse me. Let's look at the next one, and that's the AMEC Composite Index, American Exchange. It continues also the same trend, no change in more than a year. And course, now we got the composite index, which is in the same one, continue to go up to 25,000. And the next market is the composite average of the Dow Jones Industrial, and that's also doing. Let's look at the energy sector, and as you can see, the energy sector started moving in the weekly chart. After being flat for a while, we got a little channel over here for the last 2 months and not taking a move. And this is due to the tensions with Israel and the tensions with the Ukraine and Russia dispute that they have there. If the new administration promise that they're going to stop that war, we'll see. But meanwhile, with the new aggression that is taking place, the price of oil is going down, not because not enough oil, but because it might be a disruption in the price of oil. So we're going to move to the next sector. Okay, here we are now with the 10 or the 11th sector of the S&P 500. We're looking at communication services. This is going very well. It's a spider. It's a ETS fund, and it's been moving for the last 2 years with no end into it. It has doubled in 2 years. It started right about $45 and it has seen no end into it. Communication is a good sector to be in, and it's doing very, very well. Let's move to the next one, and the energy sector. Energy sector, as we can see now, this composed of many different types of energy, and it continued a new move also, and this is probably created by the oil sector, as energy covers more than just one product. So it's starting to move, and hopefully if this wars that's going on around the world stop, then this will release the price and make it much better. But for now, that's what we got. On the other side, we have the banking system and financial sector. On banking, it's been moving for a year also. It started like at 32 and now we're at 50. So we're getting very close to double within 1 year, and all the indicators are pointing that it will continue to do so. So with that, let's see what the next one. Industrial sector is same thing. Another year of service going continually up. It's amazing what it has done with this economy. It refused to go down and seems like it's going to keep on going. But remember, like I said before, eventually there's going to be an adjustment. Okay, we got a technology sector. Technology got its bump, but the same way. Starting in 2023, and for 2 years, this thing had gone from $120. Technology sector, the spider for a weekly, from 120 to 230. So we're getting close to double the money within 2 years. So that's about 50% a year increase. So we're standing right about 230 now, and we already got a little adjustment here, and then continue to going up, and we expect this to continue for the 2025. Let's look over here, consumer staple. Consumer staple, people are slowing down to buying products. Some of the people have lost their job. They're not too certain how the market is going to go, how the economy is going. So we haven't even stopped. It has been my experience that when you get a move like this, then you get a little retracement and continue. So I'm very sure that now that they're lowering the interest rate being lower, and the federal government might continue doing that, the Fed, then this will start spiking up and move up. So nothing to panic, there's nothing new, you can see it right here. It goes down and then move up, goes down, take another step, this one, because they lowered the interest rate. It didn't work out as well, so they're going to have to continue. But inflation refused to go down. It seems like it's too much money out there, and therefore, as long as there's too much money chasing fewer goods, matters of economics, supply and demand, and we got a lot of problems with the supply, with the logistical. Let's move on the next one, and that's real estate. Real estate started going up back in same thing in 2023 October. We got a recession here, then it came back up. Now we're to the next step, and it's almost about close to a year going up. But we encountered different people are willing to buy a house. Builders having problems needing the cost of material. So this stuff, affordable housing, a lot of people say, well, we need lower price houses. This is not going to happen. And the reason is a lot of the materials to construct the house keep on going higher. You're going to get less house for the money that you have to pay. So right now, the most people that qualify for a home is people that make about $35,000, $40,000, and the loan, the bank with its down payment and so on, they qualify for about a $200,000 to $250,000 home. Anything above that, you don't want to sell that fast. But even then, the cost of material keep on going up, and the cost of labor keep on going up. So it's very difficult for the builders to continue making money, and we're getting a little bit of slowdown even with lower interest. So two combinations here: expensive products, material, and at the same time we also have a lot of people losing jobs. Its employment keep on going down. This number probably go down with it also. It's just a matter of demand. People be able to meet ends, and the last thing they're gonna let go is the car, because they can live with a relative, but they need a car to go to work. Look at the next one: utility sector. Like I mentioned before, nuclear eventually going to have to be put into the regulation to let build more nuclear plants, because the demand for energy, in utility is going to be needed if we're going to have AI moving forward. Sorry for the voice. I start losing my voice again. Some kind of raspy here, but I'm getting old and it seems like the weather is changing. Okay, now we have healthcare. Healthcare continues to go down, even so there are some companies doing very good. So we have a good run, and people getting sick. So this is gonna, people getting older too, including me. So this is going to have to spike up, because healthcare is something that it just, the whole nation, we're getting old, and we don't have enough people. This is another problem for employment, to replace them. Let's see what we got here. Consumer discretionary. I will say before, here we go, one step down, goes up, flat, correction, and back up again. And guess what we have? It continued to going up. This thing is moving also for the last 2 years from 130 to 210. So that's about 70% increased return on your money. Something to consider. But apparently people, there's a group of people that have money to spend. And crazy enough, you won't believe this, but I'm going to show you later what people paying $6 million for a frame with a banana that is going to rot. It's just crazy. So let's look at the next one. And now we got communication service. So that's about it for this sector. Okay, now we come to the good stuff. Bitcoin. We're coming to the crypto sector. And this be the last part of today. this week report. So we got Krypto, and Cardano is making a move. And it's coming from 13 cents to 95 cents. So those people that bought Cardano are doing very good. We got Bitcoin, and this is Bitcoin Cash. There's two different Bitcoin Cash. It's not the same say that Bitcoin, the digital one. Okay, but it's almost $500. You can buy that on to the price of the Bitcoin. You can buy an ETF on Bitcoin, and you can buy several of them. And guess what? Now, starting next week, we're going to have option. You can buy and sell option on digital coins. Something new. This is telling us that the cryptocurrencies are getting more acceptable. Bitcoin is the leader, and there's going to be more involvement on these coins, and therefore the price will continue to go up. And that's what I talked before about the $125,000 but within 5 years. But we know in the last couple of weeks, after I made the mention that I expected back in October 8th on my video that I predicted that made the prognostication. I don't like to predict because I don't have no crystal ball. But I prognosticated that we were going to have Bitcoin moving to 125,000. Let me say now that we're going to change that and update it to $155,000. So now we move to the next one. And here we go. This is the Bitcoin to US dollar. So when you do digital coin, you can turn into US dollar, and this is the price. So we're dealing with 99,000 price. And back here in October, this is 1 month, this is November, somewhere here, November 8th, right around here, I suggested that Bitcoin was going to make a move, and that it probably will reach $125,000 in 5 years. But guess what? It took a month and a half, and we got to 99. This is what now we're predicting. I'm prognosticating that we're going to reach $155,000. So this is very interesting because we're hovering now to cross a landmark when it crossed the $100,000, and here we are. And there are 42 people that saw my video on that week that I put it. Now they're telling me that on YouTube, that they're thanking me for the effort. They get involved, they invested some money, they bought fractional Bitcoin, and they make a few dollars. They don't tell me how much, and I don't need to know that. And but they're doing very well, and they're very happy. So thank you, all of you, for listening to me. Remember, as I said before, we're going to have a correction. So be prepared to get out when it's time. Right now, the indicators don't say anything about going down. Everything is pointing up. The averages are pointing up. I'm concerned, just like I was with gold, about this angle of incline, but it is what it is, and we're going to have to be ready for a correction. You can tell it's one of those straight angle and then adjust a little bit, and it took off again. And this is very unique because we never have seen Bitcoin at such a high price. The next one is Dogecoin. All right, so Elon Musk got involved in politics, and it was like a 15 cent, and now it's 42 and a half cent, and it keep on going. So it's kind of tracking the same angle of Bitcoin. So same thing again. Remember, you bought this for 15 cents and you put $10,000 in there, you make a chunk of money too. A lot of people do. I don't suggest to do it. It's a very high volatile market on both of them. So this is a fair warning, but I'm participating. But remember, follow your indicators. And right now, it seems like it's trying to get in flat. And we gotta be careful because at any time this thing might drop down some for an adjustment that is expected. Okay, and now we're going to the last one, which is going to be commodities. And here we go, copper is taking a little rest after it had gone to 520. Copper is not moving that well, but that's the way it is. The next one is gasoline, that it was going down, so it's starting to moving up. Gold, here we go. Gold, like we mentioned before, it rested. We have a little correction, and now gold is starting to moving up. And for this week, had gone almost $104. But it went almost from $2,800, and we saw the 25, almost $300 down. Excuse me, $300 down, and now I might continue the journey, but the indicators are not that good. So if you're a gold buff guy, be extremely careful because it might not be the right time to buy at this time. Heating oil starts to making a little move yet. It haven't get cold enough for the East Coast to get some heating oil for the oil heaters. And natural gas is spiking again, catching on demand. A lot of natural gas being shipped to Europe for the cold winter, and this is where the prices are going up. And silver, here we got silver, it's down to $30 and it's moving up about 51 cents for this week. And it came from 34, so it dropped about $4, and now we're starting all over again. So let's take a look at the next one, which is a very interesting story about how much money is involved in the market today. Okay, thank you for watching the introduction of Tick by Tick and report on the different markets for the week of November 15, ending on November 15, and what's going to come up in the future. And now let's go over right quick about Bitcoin. So we talked about it before that in November, back in October 8 or something on one of my videos, we talked about Bitcoin going over and moving into $125,000 within the next 5 years. This is an upgrade. Now we're changing the explosive amount of Bitcoin move from 50,000 to 90,000, and now crossing the line, approaching. A lot of the experts say they're going to get up to $100,000. It's obvious that this is going to be going much higher. So I'm upgrading my prognostication to $155,000. This has been an explosive price movement in a very short time, in less than a month and a half, and we expect this to continue. However, I'm going to give you some warning. When moves this big comes up this fast, there are going to be some corrections. That don't mean that it's not going to reach 155 or 125, but there are going to be people that are going to take profits. Remember, this move has made a lot of people millionaires. Lots of people. On my last video, I reported that 49 people saw on Tick by Tick my prognostication to $125,000 about 3 weeks ahead of time before the move started. Now these people are sending me thank you note, thank you very much. How do I know? Well, I just study the charts and that's about it. So with that, let's go and discuss what I expect with Bitcoin in the next couple of months, and probably after election time we'll see how the government works out. The new administration is talking about establishing a fund for Bitcoin, and of course that requires federal government, Congress on both houses to approve it and how much. And then we had the Department also of Treasury that had to work on that too. So that was going to be very interesting. But if Mr. Musk and Mr. Trump manage to get this across, then we can see easily, with no problem, $155,000 at $155,000. So if the administration managed to accomplish that, you can rest assured that we're going to have $155,000 Bitcoin coming up. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see how Congress approve it. But remember, this is just a prognostication, and there's going to be some adjustment in between. So don't panic if you sit down and you're in for the long haul. You expect when you read your chart that it's going to turning down and start selling up. Get out, and then when it is settled, you come back in. Don't forget, this price increase has made quite a few people millionaire, and you might be the next one. So with that, thank you very much for your time, and I see you next week.